And we're recording, guys. Welcome back to XP Galore. This is kind of creepy. I'm Rafael. Welcome back.
I'm Marcus, and I appreciate, we're starting super chill this time. Last episode, you went guns blazing into the episode.
Well, you yelled at me, so I'm kind of scared.
Well, hang on, I didn't yell at you.
And I'm Daly, and I'm Switzerland in this conversation.
All right, we gotta put more energy. That was kind of too creepy.
I don't know. We're kind of starting very calm and almost ASMR in this episode.
Yeah.
Kind of
it's
okay
like it started chill, and then it got like a little more mellow, like chill, and then Daly always has to go extreme. He goes lower, softer, closer to the mic, like he's breathing in your ear.
Like he goes harder, better, faster, stronger.
Yes.
Cue the music.
No, we can't. We'll get pulled.
Well, gentlemen, I hope everyone is doing well. Viewers and listeners, I hope you all are having an amazing time. If you are listening to this recently, we hope that you have had a very relaxing Labor Day weekend. I'm sure I speak for the rest of us when I say that we're trying to do the same.
Oh yeah,
life has a way of getting in the way of that. But yeah, Daly, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here. Happy to play some Apex with you guys when I can. Unfortunately, I'm on some military order, so it limits my gaming time, which is very sad because there's a lot of games coming out this month that I like, as well as like the next few months. With Battlefield coming out and Valorant that I will.
Oh, wait a second, Battlefield's coming out.
October.
Battlefield. Yeah, October. Yeah, next month.
I forgot.
So there's a lot of games that are coming out, and I'm glad it's kind of like that I'm helping out the country with my military duties and stuff, because it also gives me a time to just kind of chill out from video games. I feel like it's almost we're getting to a point where it's like we're trying to find games as like just gamers in general. Like everything's just stale at the moment as far as like I guess. A lot of the Fortnite community doesn't know what they're doing. I'm not a Fortnite person, but that's just what I was reading. A lot of Warzone players, like myself, first-person shooters, were just kind of getting kind of dull with the repetitiveness. There's nothing new. So Apex, when we play Apex, it's a great, like, fresh, different scenery that we can play with. It's different. I love Apex. I've been playing Apex. I've been playing Splitgate a lot too. Just different things to keep my mind occupied. But what I'm really excited about is Battle 2042. That I feel like that's going to change how first-person shooters are changed, as well as the Ubisoft first-person shooter. I feel like those two games are going to really change the dynamic of how first-person shooters are going to be pushed forward in the year 2022. So that's my take on that. But outside of that, yeah, I'm doing good. Just trucking along, playing some video games when I have some of my downtime. I'm mostly been doing some story mode stuff.
Oh, look at you, story mode.
Yeah, well, just because I'm only on for about an hour or two, if at best, at night here recently. So I've just been playing like a small story mode games, just kind of like going through the chapters, and then I'll stop after like a chapter or two and just kind of call it a night. Just because I can't. My schedule now, I can't afford to like go into that dark abyss of like 3 a.m. kind of gameplay.
No, yeah, understandable.
So I've been kind of taking my time away from that and just kind of like breathing, which actually is really cool because I've been doing a lot more meditation and yoga in the mornings before I head. So it's kind of fun. But that's what I've been up to. Marcus, what have you been up to?
Well, your boy celebrated his 33rd birthday.
Yay! So, 33, buddy.
33. I know.
What?
So I had some fun times with some friends. I spent one night doing something with one group of friends and another night doing it with a different friends. So it was.
What kind of parties?
No, they weren't parties. One was more of a club setting with a group of people, but it was more for that person's birthday too, because they had their 21st birthday like earlier than mine.
Oh, 21st! Wow.
Yeah, so I was kind of there more so to kind of give them some love and everything. And it just happened to coincide with the night of my birthday. And then the next night was dinner with a smaller group of friends that are local, more my age too, and we went to one bar and hung out there for a while, and that's pretty much it for my birthday. It was chill though.
Did you drink a lot?
We're not gonna talk about that. But
well, that's a part of the birthday, and that's technically a party if you drank a lot.
Well,
did you drink a lot? Do you remember your birthday?
Oh,
Marcus?
absolutely.
Okay,
I wouldn't
you
say.
didn't party hard. There you go.
I would say that I did not drink a lot. No,
You partied enough.
I partied just enough to be responsible, but also to have a good time.
Good job. See, so you had a good time. That's great.
I did. And as far as what I've been playing, this week I'm going to be starting the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm excited about. I never got to finish the original one, so I'm gonna be doing that.
Trying the HD, the PS5 version, or just okay, cool.
Trying to do as much Destiny grinding as I can. Tapping into some other stuff. You know, Daly, you brought up the Ubisoft game, Tom Clancy's X Deviant. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, and I have to be very careful what I say here, but I was able to touch on it a little bit, but that was a while ago. I'm not allowed to talk about anything about it, but
and NDA, of course.
Yeah, it is a thing. Yes.
I like how you just say I touched it and I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, you're gonna leave us with that lingering. We're gonna talk after this. We're gonna have to talk after
It
this.
is a thing. And also I have a little bit of another project that I'm working on for a game that comes out later this week. So
which was that one?
I think I can at least tell you what it is.
Oh, you're gonna try another kind of sort of like a beta, kind of like a...
Well, it's just I got an early access to a game that releases later this week. Yeah.
Ooh, man, look at you, man. You're just balling with all these codes.
It's called
Share.
The Artful Escape was the name of the game. So I'll be able to talk about it. I'll be able to talk about it next episode, but I can't say anything now until the embargo's lift.
Well, at least you get to get a little taste of what's to come.
I'm out
here. We're playing the waiting game.
Yeah.
We have to actually wait.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to talk about in the saga of my new PC that is still the most expensive paperweight I've ever owned in my life.
Oh,
so
it's all good.
It'll
get better.
It will. I agree. And what about you, Rolf?
Well, I've been having an interesting week. You know, still searching. Job searching, and I've been trying to play some games. It's just like Daly said, there's really nothing going on. I try to get my hands on Apex without you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
no, I'm proud of
it up, and I did good. I've been killing people without you guys, so I don't know if I'm good and you guys suck, or is that I suck when I'm with you guys.
Okay, buddy.
So we're gonna find out.
Okay.
We'll see in these clips that who's doing good. But I'm just saying. But I got multiple kills and I was very excited. I like the Pathfinder. He's just very fun. I just hookshot everything and just it's very fast paced, very silly. Other than that, I did started playing a little bit more of the Mass Effect, just re-experiencing certain things. Did different decisions just to see out of curiosity. It's a great game, so I just let me just touch it a little bit here and there. And then I watched. Then I don't know what happened with me, but I decided to watch an old movie, and I watched the original Tron.
Ooh, that's a good choice, though.
Yeah, but like, oh god, like I enjoy it personally. I enjoy it because I was around that time, so I seen like. Obviously, at the time, that was impressive. But when I look at it, I'm like, oh, God, this is so bad. Like, special effects wise. Yeah. But it makes me laugh because it's nostalgic still. I'm like, oh, man, this was the thing back in the day. It's kind of like that movie, Lawnmower Man.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Lawnmower Man, and it's, oh, this is the future. Look at that. It's like virtual reality. And then you see it now, like, the original Xbox has more graphics in that thing. I'm like, oh, this did not age right.
I think Tron Legacy, its sequel that came out in the mid 2000s or something.
That's exactly why I watched it, because I forgot part one, and it's been years, and I was literally a little tiny kid. I didn't even know what was going on. I just thought it looked cool. And I was like, let me refresh my memory before I jump on Tron Legacy. And then when I went to my Disney Plus, they removed it from Disney Plus, and I was so upset. I'm like, how do you have the original Tron and not the sequel? I don't know what happened there. So
yeah, I was gonna say,
my week.
Like Tron Legacy, if I remember right, it's definitely a divisive film. It's not universally loved or hated. it's one of those films that people are kind of like, you either really like it or you really don't. So.
Do you think it came out around the wrong time? Because that's usually the case. Like, there's some movies that come out when there's larger blockbuster movies out. I don't know if there was like a Marvel movie out at the time. But
I don't know. Yeah,
what I mean?
I'd have to look into it. Sometimes in my opinion, when you have these movie properties that they end or one iteration happened and then it's like years and years and years later is when they try to revive it and it doesn't go so well. It's kind of like people were like, well, I didn't really ask for this.
Yeah. And I get scared because I feel like they ran out of time, like ideas. So like, let's just reboot or like create a sequel like 30 years, 40 years after the fact. And I'm like, dude, it's like they're targeting a certain group, and they get me all the time. But funny thing is that I missed out on that one. I missed out on Tron Legacy. And that's the reason why I was asking, because I think there was something that overshadowed it, and I chose that instead of Legacy. But I can always go back and watch it anytime I want. And I'm gonna go back and watch that movie Glass.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw Unbreakable, then I watched Split. Split was great. And M. Night Shyamalan, he's kind of like he's hit or miss sometimes. But those he was doing a decent job, and then when I found out Glass, I was like, Samuel L. Jackson's back, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcus, were you the person that's like, I can't remember if it was you or Rolf that was like big into like God of War when it was like back in the day?
Oh yeah.
I'm still into it.
So apparently the Ragnarok one that's coming out, a buddy of mine told me at the hospital is supposed to have 40 hours of content.
Ooh.
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
The God of War
I remember like he was telling me that whenever you guys started talking about Tron, and I was like, oh yeah, the new God of War is supposed to have like 40 hours of content.
Well, the God of War that came out in 2018, I would say probably has about 40 hours at least that you could put into it.
Yeah, yeah, especially if you're a completionist and trying to collect everything. Yeah,
it's a good time to
be a
gamer.
Also, I also heard too. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that Nintendo Switch is supposed to be bringing back all the Game Boy games, and they're going to upload it into like the online.
Oh, don't tell me that,
for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, like apparently like all the old Game Boy games, not Game Boy Advance, but like Game Boy, what they're going to start doing is like the Game Boy games, the original like black and white and color, are going to be uploaded to the Nintendo Switch cloud, and you can download it and play them.
Sounds like the
emulators.
Yeah, the people that have that Nintendo.
But you don't no longer have to worry about having an emulator. You can just download them for I think like $6.99 or $5.99 depending on the popularity of the game, and you can have that game saved in like a library on your Nintendo Switch, and you can download it and uninstall it and play it on a Nintendo Switch.
Bro, I gotta look that up. I love Nintendo.
Well, I know that they've done that for Super Nintendo games on their Nintendo online service. Because
that's what I was gonna ask, if it's the online service.
They did originally. The only ones a few of them that they did was the Pokemon Red and the Pokemon Blue and the Pokemon Yellow, and then they did like I think like Zelda. I think they did like one or two of Zelda, and then they stopped. But apparently now they're gonna like drop. I think it's like 100 games onto the Nintendo Switch Online.
Would you see this, man? I didn't get this information.
I saw it on Twitter, man. I saw, well, this looks pretty cool. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it is expected for them to drop that into their online library store, kind of like what Xbox and PlayStation are doing, and they're wanting to. Nintendo's was trying to find a way to increase playability with their system. And so they think that bringing back Game Boy games in a library where you can uninstall and reinstall and play is a good idea for them. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. For me personally, I think it's a great idea if you have a Nintendo Switch, especially if you're older like us, cough, cough. It allows you to revisit those old memories and kind of have fun, and kind of gives you like a little breath of fresh air to like back to the basics, I guess you could say. That's my thoughts on if and when it happens.
I think it's a good idea. I think nostalgia is a big driver for why some people game sometimes. Obviously, Xbox has been killing it in that space with Game Pass. PlayStation has been
I heard rumors.
Yeah, so PlayStation has been kind of far behind, but there's talks that they are looking at something very similar. So it just kind of makes sense because like Nintendo has always been notorious for sort of like bringing its older game forward. I mean, I know the Wii and the Wii U were notorious for doing a lot of things like that. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting little service, and I think it's good because I mean you're not necessarily building or printing new physical copies of games, right? And all you're really doing is, as long as your online service can handle the emulation of everything,
it's easy money.
Yeah,
right.
And you're creating happy customers.
Would you guys, if you had a Nintendo Switch, would you guys
Yes.
be into that?
Yes.
Nope.
I got one yes and one no. Real quickly,
I fall for it. I fall for it all the time. If I can repurchase one of my favorite nostalgic games and I can take it to the go, especially on a Switch format, I'll probably fall on that. I would prefer like a remastering, you know, like reimagining or anything like that. But I take what I get.
Okay. So why not, Marcus?
Because I just am not a big Nintendo person. That's why.
How dare you?
Here we go.
How dare you?
You should have
Talk
seen me.
to the grandparent, the godfather.
You should have seen me last week. I was sitting and staring at my TV with my Switch docked on it, and I was like looking through the catalog and everything, and I was just like, man, why do I have this? Why do I have this?
Because you were supposed to be playing Breath of the Wild. We made a deal.
I know.
I beat Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 for you guys.
No, hang on.
And you haven't even played Breath of the Wild.
He does have a point, Marcus.
That's 3 games, guys. That's 3 games.
You beat Mass Effect 1 for us, but then you got hooked.
Oh, no. If I can buy them
3.
separately, I would have. But it was a trilogy pack, bro. And I went through the whole trilogy.
I know I need to play Breath of the Wild. It is on my list. I think it's just so hard for me to get into the Switch. Like, I don't know why, if it's just like one console too many or something like that. Like,
what are you playing on? Are you playing with the actual like little Switch controllers on the side, or are you using a Pro controller?
I have a Pro controller for when I play on
use
TV.
the Pro controller, because that's what I do. The Pro controller feels way better.
Well, that's it's not a controller thing. It's just the quality of the game sometimes just isn't.
What are you talking? It's Breath of the Wild. I
haven't touched Breath of the Wild in a while. Like,
well, that's the problem. It's nothing but quality.
I just mean
but
overall.
Also, I would say also, like, most of the games are like 30 FPS, if that, and it's like
it doesn't matter.
It's not very. It's not very.
I've played some really cool games on the Switch. I will say that.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just I just have to bring myself to sit down and play it. But to be fair, I also am starting to have that problem with my Xbox. My Xbox is hooked up to the same TV, and I'm finding that I'm not making time to sit on my couch and play this stuff. Like,
I rarely touch my Xbox,
So I started playing something called The Ascent on Xbox the other day, and I haven't touched it since, because it's just like, I find myself like sitting here at my desk and playing my PS5 and my computer stuff all here. So it's just like, I need to like schedule my game time better.
Well, you know what you should do? Just hear me out. I think when you stream, you should pick a day and pick a console and pick a game.
Well, I'm not going to hook up my Xbox or Switch to my stream stuff.
You better switch. Yeah, that Switch better be connected.
No, that's my cable management system is as fragile as my psyche. Okay,
and me get HDMI splitters, ports, whatever
I'm
it is.
not doing that. No, that's a lot of cable to run. I'm not doing it.
Nope. I just hear excuses and no results. All right.
The way his streaming setup is set up.
Yeah, I got a checking streaming and a saving streaming, and
you got one more HDMI cord, just one more.
He's got a streaming cable and he's got a I don't care cable, and the I don't care cable's too far away in the living room.
I just can't. I just can't do it.
Whenever you decide to play it, let me know, please.
I will. Because I will.
I want to be excited for you. I'm excited. I want to.
And it won't be the first time I've attempted it.
No, of course, yeah.
It'll just be like the first time that I can like sit down and maybe focus on it.
Listen, at least you have it. I can't say that with a lot of my friends.
Yes, I own it.
Right. So at least you have it.
Yeah.
Daily, what the hell's wrong with you?
What do you mean?
He doesn't have a Switch.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is a perfect time for you to get a Switch. You're portable everywhere. Man.
Or hear me out. Or I can wait till the new Switch Pro comes out.
The OLED one, yeah, you can get that.
Yeah, I could wait till that comes out, purchase that as, you know what I mean, like
He's
a little
got a good point,
tomato, you know.
We
like,
got, and then we'll play Smash Brothers.
Or
Smash
what
Brothers.
I could, because look, this is a win-win either way. If I wait till the new one comes out, the old one's gonna dip in price.
Or that too, yeah, that'll probably happen too.
So I could either buy that one if the new ones are not available, but if the new one's available, I could just go ahead and copy that one. It's a win-win-win-win.
Okay, well then, you guys better hurry up and start playing the Switch. I need people to play the Switch.
Also,
Nintendo needs love, guys.
Okay.
Also, if you're listening out there, if you want to donate to help raise funds to do that, the Cash App is.
We'll get
What's
you.
your Venmo? What's your Venmo?
We'll get the Venmo
We'll tag it.
out there.
Yeah.
Well,
No, but hey guys,
Switch
while we're
stuff
here,
Switch stuff notwithstanding.
hey, the Nintendo Switch is amazing, so don't you dare.
I'm not.
Okay.
Very quickly, you
Go ahead.
mentioned games that were like starting to come out. Just a couple of noticeable titles that are coming out in the month of September. Before we get into our topic, the ones that I see on the calendar that look very interesting, and forgive me if I skip over a game that anybody's excited about. These are just the ones that kind of glare out to me. The next title in the Life is Strange series, Life is Strange 2 Colors, comes out September 9th.
Ooh,
Life is
I gotta get that.
Life is Strange is a really cool, very story-heavy series that has a little bit of supernaturalness to it, but I love the past two. September 13th is the next game from Arcane Studios. It's called Deathloop. It's a first-person shooter. You are an assassin who gets caught kind of in a Groundhog Day situation. And so every iteration, you're trying to find a way to smoothly kill all of your targets before you get dead.
You get dead? I like that.
Just trying to see. The only other one I see that's really interesting is on September 20th for PC and for PS systems is Kenna Bridge of Spirits. It's like a third-person action game, kind of akin to like a Ratchet and Clank or a Jack and Daxter or something like that. But it looks very beautiful. And then PlayStation exclusive on September 23rd, Director's Cut of Death Stranding. Yay. And then Amazon's open world MMORPG title, New World, launches on September 27th.
I will probably play that, to be honest with you.
You forgot one of them though. You forgot a big title.
What did I forget?
I'll give you a hint. You gotta go fast.
Is it a
That
Sonic
narrows
game?
it down.
Come on, man.
Is it a Sonic game?
Sonic Colors, bro.
Oh, it is on the
One of
list
the
here.
best games
September
of all-
6th.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god.
Hey, listen. I like the original Sonics. The 3D ones, but I heard good things about Sonic Colors.
I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited for Amazon's New World. I think it'll do well. I think as long as they market it the right way and don't make it pay to win or pay to play, I think it'll do really, really well.
Yeah, the beta I played was really cool. So.
I'm just, I just want a fresher, up to date like RuneScape. You know what I mean? Like, so not talking like WoW. I'm talking like RuneScape, like something that was really cool, kind of the same feel, something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know. Those massive games are just everywhere now. Everything is a sandbox game. Everything is a MMO style. Everything's a battle royale. I don't know. I guess I'm old school. I'm afraid that they're leaving the storytelling portion of games and they're just focusing on, hey, look, you can go anywhere you want and you can go any direction you want. Make your own decisions. I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but there's like 100 games like that already. I want to try something that's just as long as it's fun from beginning to end, like God of War, Ragnarok. I'll be surprised if they be like, oh yeah, by the way, it's an open sandbox game. You can create your own hero. I'll be like, oh, no.
So you're looking for
Assassin's Creed.
You're looking for like that Assassin's Creed.
No.
Back before it became open world, like that.
No, it's always been
heroistic
open
game. Like the Avengers, that game that came out.
No, I don't want that one. No. That's the problem. They're all the same to me. Everything's the same. But hey, well, it's not speaking of the same, but I want to say something about since you mentioned that of Marvel. Marvel's coming out with a lot of movies, video games, not just Marvel, just superheroes in general. And I wanted to pick your brains, guys. You know, there's that Shang-Chi movie. If you haven't seen it, if you guys haven't not seen it, I've seen it today. It is a live action anime movie. That's how I saw it. It is amazing from beginning to end. I am super grateful that they made that movie. They explained so much so well, fixed old movie storytelling. So Marvel is so, it just blows my mind how they intertwine all their storylines. So watch it, definite must watch.
It's a very good movie. I saw it Friday.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. So but there's so many heroes out there. There's, you know, the Eternals is coming out soon. There's Aquaman. They just showed a teaser of the new suit, Aquaman 2. But then there's video games coming out, that Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's like a XCOM kind of like a tactics sort of gameplay. There's that Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out that Square Enix made. So like, and that's just, I'm just naming a few. But there's so much. I feel like they're just taking over cartoons, movies, TV series, video games. They're everywhere. All right, do you enjoy this, or do you think like it's too much and it's got to slow down?
Haley, I'll let you go first, buddy.
You know, for me, I think I think you're right on the aspect of they need to slow it down. I think that there has been a lot of Marvel superhero movies that have been hit or miss here recently because they're rushing a lot in. I feel like they're also I don't think Marvel right now in the state of gaming is a gaming company. I think, you know, they need to slow it down and they need to focus on what they're good at, which is making good quality movies. But gaming, I don't think they should be involved in gaming. I know a lot of people are heartbroken when I say this. If you are, I'm sorry. But for me, I just feel like Marvel, in the state that they are in now, they are a movie product company, and they need to focus on that because, first of all, you're charging people $60 for a game that they could do one run through and be done in like a week or two. So right there, that I feel like that's a ripoff, unless you do expansion packs.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna make a gaming, I think you should make like a cloud base, make it just like Marvel Universe, and every month just drop like a DLC story mode for individual characters. That way you could download the DLC, you could play the DLC and play that universe. I
think there's a mobile app, like a game like that.
Well, I think if Marvel does that, it's more of a positive. I think that would be a positive game. You know, if they just give you, you know, like the Avengers, like just Marvel Studios or whatever, and the first part of the game is you can play all the story modes of like Hulk, Thor, you know, all that, right? A good quality, like 80 hours of gameplay. And then maybe 4 or 5 months down the road, they do an expansion DLC pack where you can download the Black Panther and play the Black Panther story mode. You know, something like that where the game is consistently being updated, even if you don't have to pay for it, but they just update it, you know? And then after the story mode, what you can do is to be able to play the online arena-based game, kind of like Smash Brothers, you would have to complete the story mode to unlock that character to use. So I think
you're inventing a new game. You're inventing a new game. I have a feeling after this podcast goes out, somebody is making that game right now because.
But you know what I mean? Like I feel like that would make an incentive for people to play the game, enjoy the story mode, and then afterwards, if they want to do that smash button or ranked, whatever you want to call it, like online play, they have that ability. But they can't play with Thanos unless they completely play the whole Avengers saga or whatever, you know, like of the Marvel Universe game. So I feel like if you could do that, I think that keeps people entertained. And I do think every storyline in the Marvel Universe game, if they made that game, should be about 12 to 14 hours of gameplay. Because
there's some that are longer. Yeah.
But I'm just saying in general, like if you wanted to go through and do like the Thor story mode, if you wanted to go do Spider-Man's story mode.
I see what
I mean? Each individual story would be about 12 to 14 hours. I feel like that would be a quality game people wouldn't get bored. It would always be updated, and if you got bored of story mode, you could jump in and play like a Smash Button, Smash Brothers kind of like superhero movie or game.
You're just inventing a new game.
I know, you're welcome. I would like to take my purchases all right reserved by the Ancient Dale. But yeah, I just feel like if they did that, I would be okay with them being in the gaming industry. But as of right now, I don't think they should be in the gaming industry. I think they should focus on games
or movies. You meant movies.
Movies. Sorry, they should be focused on movies. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus.
I'd have to. I think I agree with what you're saying. Like Marvel and DC. Well, let me back up here for a second.
Be careful what you say, sir. I don't want to be editing this a lot.
No.
Yeah, kidding.
So one of the trends or the industries I see them both companies more so DC than Marvel getting into is the animated film section, right? Like they're coming out with a lot of straight to streaming, straight to DVD animated films. Not really my wheelhouse. I don't really something about animated films doesn't really interest me that much. I prefer the live action stuff though. You know, obviously what was it, a year or two ago, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, and that was actually very good. I was
that's a movie. That's like, yeah, I got
you.
Well,
yeah, well, so all these other ones, like I said, DC comes out with a lot of these sort of Justice League dark films, Justice League films, you know, all this other stuff. So that's one industry I see them really expanding into, because I think they're probably in the grand scheme cheaper to make, and you get all this cool content that you're pulling from the comics that you can do, and it reaches the audience better. I think, especially the fans, it's easier to translate that to an animated sense than it is a live action. Yeah, because you know, when you're putting something in a theater, you find a lot of times Hollywood has this overarching reach where it's like, okay, well, you know, our viewers maybe won't be on board with somebody with like Galactus showing up and being a ginormous physical entity. So let's make him into a weird space storm cloud, and that's what happened to Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, right? So it's easier to create animated films to do that. Now, in a gaming sense, I would say, and I don't think this is a stretch, that Marvel and DC have both really bad misses in that space, but they each have one property that has wildly succeeded, right? I would say DC's is the Batman Arkham series.
Rocksteady, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the Marvel side, it would be Spider-Man by Insomniac, right? Yep. So they've each got one very, very good win under their belt for that, and I hope that they continue to expand and make those even better.
Yes.
And so like DC's got Gotham Knights that they're coming out sometime next year, which is sort of a big co-op sandbox Batman game made by Rocksteady. No, wait a minute. Hang on. It's WB Montreal, excuse me. Rocksteady's making
doing
the Suicide Squad. That's right. Which we don't know anything about besides that one cinema. But
that trailer.
But yeah, so I think they're doing better in a gaming sense. I don't mind the spread of it. It's just I'm very, very limited in how much of the overall empire of both DC and Marvel I'm subjecting myself to. So at this point, I'm only really doing live action films and the games part. I'm not getting into the literature side, the comic side, and I don't get into the animated film stuff. But if you remember when we were all kids, this was not a thing. So
no.
I like to see that superheroes are becoming so mainstream now that a lot of times you could bring up a conversation about a film you saw, and people who you wouldn't suspect to be superhero fans would know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think it's just bringing it more to the light. So what about you, Ralph?
No, I just want to keep it short. Mine's is simple. I like the fact that they're making video games, but it's exactly like you said. It's a hit or miss, depending on the company, what kind of game style they make. I've been waiting for a very decent X-Men game. The last decent ones that I played were like a beat 'em up back in the day in arcades, you know. But like I want a really good X-Men, and I don't know how do you make that. And I can't. I'm talking smack, but I don't know how you make that because it's X-Men. There's so many characters. But then you have Spider-Man. Insomniac made an amazing game. Rocksteady made an amazing DC with Batman. Like It's just, to me, it's like perfect. They showed so much love. But then there's other games that they mean well, they're fun, but I felt like it could have gone another direction. Like the Avengers game, it was all right. I liked it. It was just a 3D beat 'em up. But then, it gets repetitive. It has that thing that it's not a terrible game, but like I saw it in a different direction in my head. If that makes any sense. There's this Guardians of the Galaxy. I really want to play it, but how's it going to play? Yeah, how is that going to translate on multiple characters? Is it going to be similar to the movie? Like, not saying that it has to be exactly like the movie. I meant like the comic relief, the action, the storytelling. Is it going to be similar to that kind of like cool old school nostalgic music, all that fun stuff? How's it going to translate? So my thing is that I tend to be more cautious when jumping on a video game, but when it comes to movies, Marvel, I always go. Like, I want to watch it. DC, not so much, because they don't make as many. I feel like DC tries to keep up with Marvel, and they should just take their time. Don't even worry about Marvel. DC should just take their time. Don't rush the Snyder films. Just let it happen, and greatness can happen. Other than that, that's how I feel. I feel like definitely when it comes to live action, they're doing a great job, as long as they give themselves enough time and not rush just because somebody else is out there and they're trying to jump in a bandwagon of capturing all those people. But just take your time making your movie. I hope that new Batman is going to be good.
I hope so too.
See, like I talked smack about The Dark Knight at first. I was so concerned that The Dark Knight was going to be terrible, and then when it came out, it was amazing. The best Joker ever. Heath Ledger's Joker is still one of my favorites. So I can never judge by appearance. I have to wait and watch it. So I just hope that they practice the same love and respect on video games. And Spider-Man, like I said, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is literally my favorite superhero. My second favorite is Spawn, because he's out there. He's different. But dude, just take your time. Don't blow us up with so many video games of superheroes, because then that just too many options out there, and I get concerned if they're gonna just like wash it around. But that's it.
Well, I think it's a good thing to kind of focus on, and maybe we'll touch on it again here in another topic. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap this up kind of early. We have to give Mr. Daly back to his job here in a couple minutes. So,
yeah, try to be responsible. No,
yeah. But it's a good topic to bring up, Rolf. So we appreciate you bringing that up, and I'm sure we'll try to focus on it here real soon. So, Daly, where can they find this and all the other episodes out there?
So they can find us on Buzzsprout for all of our audio. If you want to listen to it audio while you're driving, if you want to watch it on YouTube, it is XP Galore, as well as TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter is the same thing, XP Galore. Also, drop in the comment section, what is your favorite Marvel superhero? We want to know what your favorite Marvel superhero is from here, from us at XP Galore.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you everyone. Marcus, you have anything to add?
No, I'm all set. I hope everybody has an amazing week, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
All right, everyone. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.